Hi everyone, I'm going to show you how to upload an assessment and create a bubble sheet answer document for your students. I've already logged into Data Director, so I'm going to use our navigation buttons to go to Assessments. And this time, instead of finding an assessment, we want to create an assessment. We would like a new answer sheet assessment because we're going to upload the test and create the answer sheet. So we're clicking on that. We need to give it a title. We're going to give it MS8 Common Summative Assessment Severe Weather. Grade 8. Subject area Science. It's a district assessment. Quarter 1. And current school year, 2013-2014. We also want to give it a date range, so I usually just choose the beginning of the school year and go all the way to the end of the school year. You certainly could do this by quarter, or you could do this by semester. I wouldn't narrow your date range too much, because then you block students from taking it if they're absent or may have to take it at a later date for whatever reason. Okay, we're going to upload our file. And I had already put it on my desktop, so we'll find it. There it is. So we're going to click Open. And there it is. This part is important, adding standards, because to add the standards, what that allows you to do is attach your questions to specific standards. So when you look at the data, you have more information about what questions students might have missed or where they kind of fell short. So we're going to add standards. For 8th grade, we're going to go into the Michigan grade level and high school content expectations. In science, 8th grade is considered high school, so we need to choose the 2006 standards. In middle school, you would pick the 2009. We're going to keep expanding until we get to the standards I'm looking for. I'm looking for the E4, I'm looking for, we'll go with E2. I'm not quite sure. This is not a test I normally give because I don't teach 8th grade, so I'm not exactly sure what standards it goes with, but we're just going to pretend that it goes with E2. So I'm just going to keep expanding and click all 3 of these just for the purposes of showing you how to attach the standards to the test. So I've chosen my standards. I'm going to hit search. What that will bring up is a better explanation of what the standards are. And just kind of keep your eye right about where my mouse is right now, because you're going to see these standards being added behind the screen. So there's one, and it kind of jumps the page a little bit because it's adding it as you click it. And the third one. So now I have 3 standards attached to my test. And it's just loading. Okay. Alright, so there they are, all of the standards. And now I'm ready to add my questions. You can give your test section names. I typically do not do that, but you certainly could name it the content standards. You could put there, you could say questions about tornadoes, whatever you wanted. I just leave it usually. So we're going to add question number 1. And this one's a multiple choice, but you have a drop down menu where you could choose the different kinds of questions that relate to the test. And there are 4 choices here, but what if you wanted 5 choices? So you're going to click on Edit, and you're going to put a comma, do not put a space, you're going to add an E, and click Done. We'll keep it at 1 point, but you could change that as well. And here's where we're going to attach standards to these questions, or to this question. So I'm going to click on None, and I'm going to attach question number 1 to standard A. Click on Done. So now we're adding another question. You could add multiple questions at a time. And what it does is it repeats what you did with the previous question. So if you wanted to get rid of this E, you would edit, backspace, click done, and there you only have 4 questions, or 4 answers for that question. So click on none. We're going to attach this one to letter B. Click on done. And now we're going to save changes. I'm not going to load up all the questions, but you get the idea. So save changes, and you should see the little green check pop up down there in the left-hand corner. And I'm going to remember my ID number. It will make it easier to find my assessment later. So I'm going to remember 1199. That codes or tags your assessment. Okay, so now I'm going to go to Overview, because I want to look at my answer sheet. So I'm scrolling down, and here we have our downloadable assessment materials. These are the data scanner answer sheets. This is with the student names. And then you can print an answer sheet, which is the answers to the questions. And then you have what you've uploaded, the assessment. So we're going to click on this PDF file, and it's going to ask me to choose what class I would like to give this test to. So I'm going to do that just to show you what this looks like. Oh, I guess they haven't loaded the roster yet, so it doesn't look like it's going to show you that. Let's try it again, see if we can do another class. Further one, grade 6, first hour, 6th grade. See what that does. Oh, good. So now it's downloading. Kind of a big file, so it's taking a while. In the meantime, while it's downloading, we're going to return to the assessment. Oh, there it is. We're going to click on it. Okay, this just is a cover page. And if it will let me scroll, I can show you. There it is. Okay, so we have the student's name, we have the ID number that Data Director recognizes, and those are the multiple choice bubble choices for the student. And then of course they would have a hard copy of the test side by side with their answer document. Alright, so that's what that looks like. Okay, now when you need to find your assessment, if you log back into Data Director and you want to find it, now this was an 8th grade test, or I had tagged it as an 8th grade test, and right here in Find Assessments, it's only going to search for a 6 and 7, grades 6 and 7. So I need to ask it or check it to do an 8th grade one, or to look for an 8th grade one. I also remembered the number, so I'm going to put in the code. And in my personal folder, there it is. Okay. And once again, you have your uploaded documents. Okay? Alright, that's it. That's how you upload a test. Oh, one more thing. You can edit the performance band, so you can tell the computer what advanced is, what proficient is. So I'll show you how to do that real quick. In our science department, we had decided what those are ahead of time. So we're going to click Overall Exam, Data Director Default, but I want a new performance band. So I'm going to click on that. I'm just going to title it SW. It doesn't really matter what you title it. We have to change the percentage. So what this means is it will give a student an advanced label, or when you look at it, you'll notice that the student is in the advanced category, but we're going to say 95% and above is advanced. Proficient is 80%, then basic's going to be 70%, And then we just make this a 1. So that means anything from 1 to 70 is below basic, or 1 to 69% is below basic. So we make sure we save that performance band. We update the test. And we save it again. Alright, and that's it. We can go back to finding our assessment. Again, I'm not going to find it in my personal folder until I ask it to find an 8th grade one. And it pulls it up there. You can click on it to move it. You can share it or use it. That's it.